Gaz. Today, we're going to talk about what you need to stop doing after dinner if you're over 60. We're going to look at the latest research on kidney health, blood pressure management, and cellular renewal. Gaz. Because the truth is, longevity isn't just a number on a lab report. It's about protecting your independence and your energy for the years ahead. The story of Harold. Gaz. When aging is actually a pill, I want to start with a story about a man named Harold. Harold is 72, a retired postal worker from Ohio. For 5 years, Harold did everything right. Gaz. He took his blood pressure medication every morning, never missing a dose. But his daughter started to notice a change. Her father, who used to walk 3 miles every morning, Gaz, was suddenly exhausted by 10 a.m. He stopped playing with his grandkids. He stopped going to the hardware store. His family assumed it was just getting older. But one Tuesday afternoon, Gaz, Harold stood up from his kitchen chair and his legs simply buckled. His heart rate was only 46 beats per minute. It wasn't age stealing his energy. It was a medication that his body at 72, Gaz, could no longer handle the same way it did at 52. This is the first thing you need to reconsider after dinner. Stop assuming your evening fatigue or dizziness is just a natural part of aging. Gaz. After 60, your body handles medication profoundly differently. Your artery walls begin to stiffen, making your systolic pressure, that top number, harder to control. Gaz. Your liver and kidneys process drugs more slowly, meaning a dose that was safe at 55 can become toxic at 73 because it stays in your system longer. Harold was on a beta blocker called metoprolol. Gaz. While it's cardiac armor for people who have had heart attacks, it works by blocking adrenaline and slowing the heart down. For someone like Harold, Gaz, it slowed his heart so much he could barely function. Gaz. When his doctor finally reviewed his full picture and switched him to amlodipine, which relaxes the artery walls instead of slowing the heart, his energy returned almost overnight. Gaz. If you find yourself feeling crushing fatigue, or noticing your ankles are swollen so badly you can't fit into your shoes after dinner, don't ignore it. Gaz. These are signs that your medication might be draining your energy or causing fluid to pool in your lower body. 6th, sabotaging your kidneys' night shift while you sleep. Gaz. Your kidneys are doing some of their most important work. They aren't just filters, they are regulators of your blood pressure. There is a phenomenon called nocturnal dipping. Gaz, where your blood pressure is supposed to drop while you sleep. If your sleep is disrupted, or if you eat the wrong things before bed, that drop doesn't happen. Gaz. Your kidneys then spend the whole night under high-pressure stress, which slowly causes damage over time. Most people think kidney health is only about what you remove. Less salt, less protein. Gaz. But the research shows there is an equally important piece: what you add after dinner to support them. If you have a habit of reaching for a high-potassium snack like a banana, an orange, or some avocado toast in the evening, you might want to stop. For a healthy person, potassium is great, but for aging kidneys, Gaz, processing that extra potassium right before bed can be a burden they can't handle. Instead, you want to focus on the big 8 kidney-friendly fruits. Gaz. The absolute gold standard for after-dinner health is tart cherries. They are low in potassium, but they contain something called phytomelatonin. This isn't a drug, Gaz. It's a plant-based antioxidant that helps regulate your sleep cycle. Better sleep means better nocturnal blood pressure control, which means less stress on your kidneys. Gaz. One study even found that tart cherry juice was as effective as some melatonin supplements for seniors with insomnia. 9:45. The evening fruit plate. Gaz. A new routine if you're looking for a new evening ritual Consider a small bowl of specific fruits verified by the National Kidney Foundation. Blueberries. These are superfoods for a reason. Jazz. They contain anthocyanins, anti-inflammatory compounds that protect both your heart and your kidneys. A half-cup serving has less than 150 milligrams of potassium, making them incredibly safe. Strawberries. Jazz. These are among the lowest potassium fruits available, with only 130 milligrams per half cup. They help boost your glutathione levels, which is a major marker of reduced oxidative stress in the kidneys. Jazz. Apples. If you struggle with blood sugar, eating a whole apple with the peel after dinner can stabilize your glucose levels overnight. The fiber slows down sugar absorption. Jazz. Which prevents the fluctuations that complicate kidney function. Plus, apples contain malic acid, which helps prevent the most common types of kidney stones. Red or purple grapes. Jazz. These contain resveratrol, a polyphenol that helps reduce the risk of blood clots. If you are on a fluid restriction, a great tip is to freeze them. Jazz. They feel like a hydrating snack without adding a significant volume of liquid. Raspberries. These are the fiber kings. Fiber doesn't just help with digestion, as it feeds the good bacteria in your gut that produce anti-inflammatory acids. This actually slows the progression of kidney disease. Fresh pineapple. This is a surprise for many. Jazz. It contains bromelain, a natural enzyme with documented anti-inflammatory properties. It also contains tryptophan, which helps your body naturally wind down for sleep. Jazz. But there is a catch you need to watch out for. Stop reaching for sweetened cranberry products. While raw cranberries or unsweetened juice can help prevent UTIs, Jazz. The cranberry cocktails most people buy are loaded with sugar. Sugar is a primary driver of kidney disease. If you're going to use cranberries, they must be the unsweetened, tart kind. Jazz. 20. Stop blocking your body's ability to eat its own diseases now. Let's talk about the most powerful process happening inside you tonight. Autophagy. The word literally means self-eating. Jazz. It's a quality control system where your cells identify damaged proteins and worn-out energy centers, break them down, and recycle them into healthy new structures. Jazz. This process is so important for cancer prevention that its discovery won the Nobel Prize in 2016. However, many of us suppress this signal every single day without realizing it. Jazz. One of the biggest autophagy killers is constant, high protein intake. Your cells monitor protein through a pathway called mTOR. When mTOR detects a constant stream of protein, Jazz, it tells the cells to grow, grow, grow. In the context of cancer, that's the last message you want to send. To trigger autophagy, Dr. Williams suggests something called protein cycling. Jazz. You don't have to fast for days. Simply picking one day a week, maybe a day where your evening meal is just vegetables, fruits, and whole grains, can switch your cells from growth mode to recycling mode. This restriction activates autophagy just as powerfully as extreme dieting. Jazz. Another way to support this process after dinner is through your sleep quality. Deep sleep is when your body performs autophagy at its highest levels. Jazz. It's when your natural killer cells patrol your tissues, searching for abnormal cells to eliminate. If your sleep is irregular, your internal biological clock, your circadian rhythm, gets disrupted. Jazz. Research has shown that this disruption is independently linked to higher rates of multiple types of cancer. So stop treating your bedtime like a suggestion. Jazz. Try to keep your wake-up and sleep times within a 45-minute window every day, even on weekends. And if you find you can't relax, consider magnesium glycinate. Jazz. About 80% of adults don't get enough magnesium, and it is essential for the relaxation needed to reach those deep, autophagy-rich sleep stages. Jazz. 10. Stop neglecting your physical reserve. Finally, before you settle in for the night, I want you to think about your physical reserve, GAS. This is a term doctors use to describe how much stress your body can tolerate. I've seen two 75-year-old patients come in for the same surgery. One climbs onto the table by themselves, GAS, joking with the staff. The other needs two people to help them sit up. The difference isn't just luck. It's about 5 key abilities that you can actually test in your living room after dinner, GAS. Walking speed. Researchers consider this a vital sign. If you can walk faster than 3 feet per second, you are statistically likely to live longer. Walking requires your heart, lungs, muscles, GAS, and brain to work in perfect coordination. Grip strength. This is a window into your overall muscle mass. If you find it hard to open a jar or carry a bag of groceries, GAS, it's a sign that your physiological reserve is low. VO2 max, cardiopulmonary fitness. This is how efficiently your heart and lungs deliver oxygen. You can track this on a smartwatch, GAS, and it is one of the strongest predictors of longevity we have, even stronger than whether or not someone smokes. Balance. Falls are the leading cause of losing independence after 70. GAS. A simple test is to see how long you can stand on one leg with your eyes open. The sitting rising test. This is the big one. Can you get up from the floor without using your hands for support? GAS. This requires leg strength, core stability, and coordination. Research shows that people who can do this have a significantly lower risk of death in the following years. GAS. The good news is that every single one of these can be improved. You can practice standing on one leg while you brush your teeth. You can practice getting up from a low chair. GAS. Longevity isn't a fixed number. It's a capacity you build every day. T1 45 your evening action plan. So, let's put this all together into a simple plan you can start tonight. First, GAS. Review your medications. Don't just take them because Dr. William wrote the script 5 years ago. Ask your doctor, is this still the right dose for me today? GAS. Has my medication list been reviewed as a whole? If you're feeling drained like Harold was, it might be time for an adjustment. Second, change your evening snack. GAS. Instead of processed food or high potassium fruits, try the bedtime kidney bowl. Half a cup of tart cherries, a handful of blueberries, and a few strawberries. GAS. This gives you the melatonin for sleep, the anthocyanins for your heart, and the fiber for your gut, all while keeping the pressure off your kidneys. Third, prioritize your sleep rhythm. GAS. Set a consistent time to turn off the lights. Give your body the 1 to 2 minutes of cold water at the end of your shower to surge your norepinephrine and trigger that Pac-Man autophagy process. GAS. And finally, keep moving. Don't let your evenings be entirely sedentary. Practice your balance. GAS. Keep your physical reserve strong so that you can remain independent and active for as many years as possible. 24 closing thoughts. Aging isn't a slow drain of your energy. At least, GAS, it doesn't have to be. Sometimes, we are just missing the right information or asking the wrong questions. Whether it's the fruit you eat, the pill you take, or the way you move, GAS.